We are back with another roster update video for you guys. As you guys can probably tell, we're being a little bit more lax on the roster update vids. We're going to start only doing one per roster update. Now, just because we're doing one doesn't mean that we're going to be losing out on a ton of stubs either. I just want to make sure we're getting locked in on the guys that we think will actually be going to the next tier. It's kind of tough when you're a couple weeks out and you're trying to invest really early and then anything can happen. And with those ones, they just haven't turned out very well for us. So we're going to go ahead and do the one roster update vid right before the roster update, which now the roster update will be on this Friday. So coming up here, we have a nice chance to make some stubs as well. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at all of our roster update, guys, and hopefully they all keep going crazy for us. Actually, before we get into today's video, make sure you guys give me a comment down below all the cards you guys are looking at as well. I could be missing some. We have kind of a smaller one right here, not a huge one for you guys. So make sure you guys list some down below for me. If you guys do enjoy the content, please hit the like button as well. And if you guys do, again, enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. We were really close to 12,000 subs, so thank you guys for all the love. You guys have been freaking awesome this year. I'm really super blessed to have, you know, the growth that we've had, so thank you guys. But without further ado, let's get right to these players here. We are actually going to be starting out with a bronze card today. Someone that I thought for sure was actually going to be a part of the player of the month path, but for some reason was just left off. We're going to be going with Alec Bohm. He's only a 73 overall bronze card right now, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have room to improve. So looking at his statistics, especially over the last 14 days, again, I don't know how he wasn't a player of the month card. Kind of weird that he wasn't. Maybe because there was just like a lack of power there. But Alec Bohm is batting .423. He's got 2 home runs, 4 doubles, and the rest are all singles. So let's go ahead and break that down between righties and lefties. So against righties, he's batting .375. He does have a home run and a double right there with about 40 at-bats. And against lefties, he only has 12 at-bats, but he's still batting .583. He does have a home run and 2 doubles and 4 singles. So hopefully the power numbers versus lefties gets a nice little boost right there. The contact versus righties, the contact versus lefties should get another boost. Unfortunately, Alec Bohm doesn't hit for a lot of power. He doesn't get a lot of extra base hits, not a lot of home runs. So unfortunately, the power numbers really won't creep up that much, especially against righties. Against lefties, hopefully get a nice little boost right there. I see a nice silver card from Alec Bohm. Maybe, you know, in the coming weeks, if he can get some more power, especially against left-hander, because that looks like he's like the only part that can even get any power numbers right now. Hopefully, he can continue to hit well against lefties. His contact numbers can be boosted, like I said right there. I see a nice silver card here. Unfortunately, his defense is not very good, so that's kind of a kicker for him. But I do like Alec Bohm going silver. We're going to go ahead and kick it to another bronze card and somebody that was actually a part of the player of the month reward path. We got Jose Miranda, the third baseman for the Minnesota Twins. And Jose has been absolutely smashing the ball to the tune of a .386 average, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 12 singles. If we break it down to righty and lefty, against righties, .406 and 32 at bats, which is amazing. The contact numbers are getting a huge boost. He only does have 1 home run and 1 double, so the power numbers really won't move at all right there. Now, if we take a look at him against lefties, he's batting .333. He's got 2 home runs, a double, and a single. Only 12 at bats, and 4 of the hits, 3 of them were extra base hits. So the power number versus lefties just stay about the same. I do think though the contact numbers are getting a nice little boost right here. I like Jose Miranda being a silver as well. Again, kind of like Alec Bohm, his defense isn't that great, unfortunately. Just how it is. And there's going to be no more defensive upgrades either. So Jose Miranda should get some nice hitting attribute upgrades, especially, again, like I said, he was on the player of the month as well. So we should see some aggressive hitting attribute upgrades. Probably a silver right here. Again, the defense is kind of holding him down. I don't think he's going to go very much higher than a silver. You can make some nice little stubs off him right now. We are moving along to our first silver of this video. We got Gavin Lux, the second baseman for the Dodgers. Gavin Lux has been hitting very well. A .348 average. He's actually batting .300 this year as well. I kind of have not really been paying attention to him. I didn't realize he's having such a great year. Unfortunately, the power numbers are really not there for him, so that's something that's really holding him back. But he has been batting very well against lefties and against righties. So against righties, he is batting a clean .342. He's got 1 triple and 3 doubles. Power numbers might get a little increase right there, but the contact should get a nice attribute boost right there. And then against lefties, he's batting .375, so even a little bit better than what he is against righties. So again, that should get a nice little boost. He does have only 1 double though, unfortunately. So power numbers again are just not, you know, elevating to a crazy amount right here. I do like the contact numbers getting a nice little boost. He already got his fielding update. He got the speed as well. I don't see him going to a gold this round, but you know what? Like I said, if he gets a nice little boost right here, especially with the hitting numbers, with the contact, if we can get some power numbers coming along with that at some point in the year, I can see him hitting to a gold. He's not going for a ton of subs right now either, so kind of a little small investment, but again, small investments lead to a lot, especially if you buy them in bulk and get a lot of stubs off of that. Not a gold this time, but definitely a high silver and hopefully a gold in our future. Moving along to another silver card who's actually having a crazy year. Again, another guy that I haven't really been looking into, but really good so far. We got Romano, the closer for the Blue Jays. Now, over the last 28 days, Jordan has 32 at-bats against him. He's only given up 4 hits so far, 10 strikeouts with 0 walks, especially when you get a little bit further down. 14 days, 5 strikeouts, 7 days, 4 strikeouts. So pretty much in the last 8.2 innings pitched in the last 28 days, he's only given up 4 hits, and he's got 10 strikeouts and 0 walks from Jordan Romano. So the biggest thing, hits per 9, going to get a massive boost. He was at a 193 average against him for the entire year. Ever since the last 28 days, he got a .125 average against him. Again, that's with 32 at-bats. So a pretty big sample size for Jordan Romano right here. Just been really good. His Ks per 9 probably about to stay the same. Over the course of the year, he's got 39.2 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts. In the last 28 days, 8.2 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. So kind of on par for what he has been. But the biggest thing for Jordan Romano right here is going to be the walks. He's at a 58 right now. It should get a massive boost. Again, hasn't walked a dude in the last 28 days, which is kind of crazy to think about, which is freaking awesome, especially for us when we're investing in him. Which means he should get a nice boost to the walks per 9. He's at a 76. I would not think it would be too crazy to think he gets to a gold. 79 for sure. A gold, in my opinion, he'd be right there. Like I said, a lot of things are getting a nice boost right there. So Jordan Romano, I like him as a gold. We're going to be moving along to our first gold card. So our first gold card will be Seranthony Dominguez, having a really crazy year. I know he's had some years in the past that were pretty good. He's been down low a little bit, but man, he's been absolutely on fire. Over the last 14 days, now it's a really small sample size. I'm just going to tell you guys this right now. He doesn't have a big sample size, but in the last 28 days, a 143 average against, only 21 at-bats. He's only given up 3 hits as well. Now, the thing with Seranthony that I'm a little bit worried about is the walks and the strikeouts. So over the course of the year, he's got 38 innings pitched. He's got 46 strikeouts and 12 walks. So the walks numbers are pretty high, especially for something we don't really want for something we're investing in. Over the last 28 days, a .143 average against. Over the last 14 days, a .091. Now, we'll say the last 7 days, he did come into 1 game. He had 3 at-bats and he gave up a hit, so he has a .333 average against him, which, you know, again, shouldn't be that big hit to him, especially with this really small sample size. I really like the hits per 9 to get a really nice boost right here. A little bit worried about the walks. I don't think it'll go up by a lot, but I just don't love that he's been walking people. Not a ton of strikeouts either lately as well. Kind of a really low risk guy. He's going for the quick sell value of an 80 gold, so really you're not going to lose out on any stubs. He's not going to go down by any means, but again, I'm a little bit worried about the walks per 9, but I think it should hold steady. The hits per 9 should get a nice little boost. Probably maybe an 81 to an 82. Not anything really huge right here, but if he can continue to do very well, hopefully he gets those strikeout numbers up and he doesn't walk a lot of guys, because he could be a diamond. I don't think it's anything crazy to think he could be a diamond by the end of the year. We don't have a lot of roster updates left either, which means, you know, not a lot left for him to go to, but I do like him investing again. Low risk right here, not losing out on stubs. So go ahead and check out Seranthony Dominguez. Now, the last 4 guys I'm going to talk about have legitimate shots to go diamond this roster update. The first one I'm talking about is the shortstop, the New York Mets. We got Francisco Lindor. Francisco has been red hot so far in the last 4 days, pretty much ever since the All-Star break, batting .438. 3 home runs, 5 doubles, and 13 singles. Against righties, he's batting .500 though. That's with 34 at-bats, 17 hits. He's got 3 home runs and 2 doubles. And against lefties, he's a little bit lower right here at the 286 average, which kind of sucks a little bit, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. He does have 3 doubles though and a single. So he has 4 hits, and 3 of them were all extra base hits. So that's kind of showing what his card looks like right now. The biggest thing with Francisco is the contact versus righties is getting a massive boost right here. It should be a huge boost. His fielding is already really good, all the way up there right now. A +2 overall doesn't seem really too crazy for him, especially if everything across the board is getting a nice little boost. I think the contact numbers could even get a nice boost either. 286 is not anything crazy. A 55, probably stay around the same, maybe a +1. But again, the contact versus righties is getting a huge boost. The power number should get a nice little boost right there. At least an 84, but I'm really hoping and praying it goes to an 85 for a diamond as well. The next card that I think has a chance to go diamond is Austin Riley. Now, Austin Riley, ever since the All-Star break, is batting .327. He's got 1 home run and 10 doubles. If you guys remember, right before the All-Star break, he was hitting absolute bananas, and they haven't done a hitting update since then. So it's just kind of a low-key one that I think people won't really look into, but I think he has a massive, massive shot. So if we look at the last 30 days, he's batting .360. Take a look at against righties, he's batting .295. Against lefties, he's batting .591, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Now, if we look at the last 14 days, he is batting a cool .327, which is not bad at all. Again, against righties, he is batting .250, which I know is kind of low right now. But again, they didn't mess with him right before the All-Star break, so that's why I think he's getting a nice little boost right there still. He still is hitting for pretty good power numbers, too. He's got 7 doubles in the last 36 at-bats, which is not bad at all. And then against lefties, he's batting .538. Those numbers are already really high. He does have a home run and 3 doubles. So those numbers are going to continue to go up. Again, I don't think the contact versus righties is really going to be hit that hard because we do have a really extensive roster up right here, especially since they do hitting the last one. I like Austin Riley, man. Plus 12 right there makes him an 85. I think collectively across the board with lefty as well, he should make it to a diamond. I really like Austin Riley. Finally, can we get Austin Riley to a diamond? We have probably the best pitcher in baseball over the last month or so. I have no idea this man didn't get a player of the month card. He's been absolutely nuts. Dylan Cease, a starting pitcher for the White Sox. He is an 83 right now. Now, I know the biggest thing with him has been the walks, which, you know, is always a scary thing. He has had 53 walks in 122 innings pitched, which is really, really high. But within the walks, he also strikes out a ton of people at 166 across the entire year as well. If we look at the last 28 days, again, I don't think there's been anybody that's been hotter than him. A .176 average against, 33 strikeouts and 10 walks. Last 14 days, 16 strikeouts, 5 walks. In the last 7 days, 12 strikeouts and 4 walks. Again, I don't necessarily love the walk numbers, but another thing that I'm really liking about him is the batting average against. Last 28 days, a 176 average. In the last 7 days, a 146 average. If you look at him across the entire year, a 198 average against. So, of course, that's going to get a nice little boost. The strikeout numbers against should get a boost right there. I think the walk numbers should stay about the same. I don't think they're going to get moved down any more than that. He hasn't been anything worse than what he has been previously, so I don't see the walk numbers getting that low of a boost. But I do like the hits per 9, the Ks per 9 as well. I don't think he needs a ton to go diamond. Will we see him finally go diamond? The walk numbers have always been kind of a scary thing with him, and the reason why I haven't really had him in many videos. I did have one in a little bit ago, but Dylan Cease, can we see a diamond pitcher for the White Sox? And then the final card we're going to talk about is somebody that's been in a ton of my roster update videos, Zack Wheeler. I don't know, man. I don't think they like it right now. He's getting the Joe Musgrove treatment of last year. Last 14 days, 15 strikeouts, 3 walks. In his last outing, 7 strikeouts, 0 walks, a 200 average against. I feel like I don't need to talk a lot about him because he really doesn't need much to go to a diamond as well. Hits per 9, Ks per 9, the walks per 9 should all get a huge boost right there. I don't think he needs a ton. Probably a +2 or +3 to each one of them should get him to a diamond. We've been talking about Zack Wheeler for a long time as well, so I feel like we don't need to, it's kind of beating a dead bush right here. But Zack Wheeler, diamond. I like it, man. All right, so there is our roster update for this week. We're getting down to nitty gritty, man. There aren't a ton left. We do have the postseason one coming up here, in the next 3 or 4, and that's the biggest one that we're going to have at the end of the year. Those ones are freaking crazy, kind of like the defensive roster update along with the hitting roster update put together would have been crazy. They only did the defensive one, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. If you guys see anybody I missed, please comment down below. Again, I'll try to get back to you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing as well. But thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.